For decades, Kelly Ripa has been the queen of morning television, gliding into America's living rooms with her signature mix of humor, candor, and a dash of sass. Now that her husband, Mark Consuelos, has joined her as permanent co-host of Live with Kelly and Mark, fans are getting a front-row seat to a whole new dimension of their marriage, both on camera and behind the scenes. But in true Kelly fashion, she couldn't resist spilling the beans on one quirky backstage ritual Mark has developed before every single taping of Live. And let's just say, it's uniquely him. A peek behind the curtain. On a recent episode, Kelly surprised both the studio audience and viewers at home by pulling back the curtain on Mark's pre-show habits. While many hosts might take quiet time to review notes, sip tea, or rehearse transitions, Mark's approach is something entirely unexpected. Every single morning, Kelly began, pausing with a smirk that suggested she was about to drop a gem. Before we go on air, Mark does this thing. It's part pep talk, part ritual, and part, well, something I can only describe as very Mark. The audience erupted into laughter even before she explained further. Mark, sitting next to her, buried his face in his hands. The ritual explained. According to Kelly, Mark has a routine of pacing backstage while softly muttering what sounds like a mashup of affirmations, Spanish proverbs from his childhood, and lines from his old acting scripts. He'll be whispering like, "CSE pueda, channel the energy. Hiram Lodge never flinches, this is our kingdom," Kelly teased, imitating her husband's hushed but intense cadence. What makes it even more entertaining is that he often does it in front of a backstage mirror, locking eyes with himself like he's gearing up for the most dramatic performance of his life. And then, Kelly continued, he does 2 push-ups, shakes out his arms like he's about to run a marathon, and announces, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Let's go in daytime TV." By this point, Mark was laughing just as hard as the audience, admitting that Kelly's impression was scarily accurate. Why he does it? Mark explained that his unique ritual isn't about nerves, but rather energy. Hosting live television is a lot like stepping into a live performance, he said. There's no take 2. You have to be present, energized, and connected with the audience from the very first second. That little routine, it just centers me. It's like flipping a switch. Kelly, of course, couldn't resist chiming in. It's less of a switch and more of a Broadway show happening backstage. I think the crew deserves tickets at this point. A couple that teases together. This moment was yet another reminder of why fans love watching Kelly and Mark together. Their banter, equal parts playful and affectionate, creates a sense of authenticity that can't be scripted. While some couples might guard their private routines closely, Kelly delights in sharing these slices of domestic life, and Mark plays along with good humor. One audience member was overheard saying after the show, "You feel like you're watching your best friends poke fun at each other. That's why they work." The Backstage Watch trend. The reveal has now sparked a trend among live fans online. Viewers have started posting their own backstage rituals, tagging the show on social media with hashtags like #Let'sGoWinDaytimeTV and #MarkMotivatesMe. Some are recreating Mark's pacing routine in front of their mirrors at home, while others are using his exact phrase before big presentations, job interviews, or even workouts. Kelly, never one to miss a comedic opportunity, joked that she expects royalties. "If this becomes a TikTok challenge, I want credit as the person who exposed him." A window into their partnership. Beyond the laughs, Mark's backstage ritual highlights something deeper about the couple's dynamic. Kelly has always been transparent about how marriage requires humor, patience, and a willingness to embrace each other's quirks. Instead of rolling her eyes at Mark's antics, she celebrates them, even if it means turning them into public anecdotes. In a way, Kelly's revelation underscores their chemistry. She loves to share, he's game to laugh at himself, and together they create television that feels unscripted and real. "People always ask how we can work together and still be married," Kelly reflected during the episode. "The truth is, this is just how we are at home. If you saw us in the kitchen, you'd see the same thing. Mark talking to himself in Spanish and me turning it into a comedy act." Mark smiled, adding, "I'm just glad she hasn't shared what I do when I fold laundry. That's a whole other ritual." Fans react. As expected, The internet had a field day with the revelation. Twitter lit up with reactions. Mark Consuelos whispering Hiram Lodge lines to himself before live is the best thing I've ever learned today. Kelly exposing Mark's backstage rituals is exactly why I never miss an episode. Going to start my workday with Let's Go Win Daytime TV from now on. Even fellow celebrities joined the fun. Ryan Seacrest, Kelly's former co-host, commented under an Instagram clip, and here I thought my tea-drinking habit was quirky. The bigger picture. Morning television thrives on relatability. Audiences tune in not just for celebrity guests or cooking segments, but for hosts who feel approachable and human. By pulling the curtain back on Mark's unusual ritual, Kelly reminded viewers that even polished TV personalities have their own oddball ways of coping with pressure. More importantly, it showed that vulnerability, whether it's confessing to nervous habits or being the subject of good-natured teasing, can be a powerful connector. Fans don't just laugh at the ritual, they see a bit of themselves in it. Who hasn't had a silly pre-meeting pep talk or an odd superstition before something important? What's next for the duo? If history is any indication, Kelly isn't done revealing Mark's behind-the-scenes quirks. Over the years, she's shared stories about his cooking, his sleeping habits, and even his questionable approach to DIY projects at home. Now that they share the spotlight every weekday, the treasure trove of anecdotes has only grown. Mark, for his part, seems entirely comfortable with it. She's been telling stories about me for years, he said with a grin. At this point, I just try to give her new material. Kelly shot back. And believe me, he does. Conclusion. What started as a simple backstage ritual has turned into one of the most talked about revelations from Live with Kelly and Mark this season. Kelly's playful storytelling, paired with Mark's willingness to laugh at himself, gave fans a glimpse into the rhythm of their marriage and the joy they bring to one another, even before the cameras start rolling. Whether Mark's pacing and affirmations continue to evolve into a full-blown Broadway performance remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, their authenticity, humor, and love for each other will keep viewers tuning in, eager for the next backstage watch. After all, who wouldn't want to start their day with a reminder to go win daytime TV?